You might be a beginner who doesn't have much of knowledge about programming, or you might know a little bit about Python. But in this tutorial, we're going to be teaching about how to install Python and how to run your code for the first time. This is a beginner series. I'll be teaching about how to install it first, and a touch of other things will be coming later in separate videos, so you can consider subscribing to this channel so you don't miss any of the uploads. You can comment and you can like this video, and if you have any question, you can drop it in the comment section. So first we're going to install Anaconda, which is interface that can give you easy access to Python, and then it comes with necessary things you need with a notebook and necessary packages. And also we're going to be installing VS Code. So just head on to anaconda.com and code.visualstudio.com. I'll be dropping the link in the description below so you can easily download it, and then I'll be teaching you how to work with it after installing it. So after installing it now, let's just head to the other section of the tutorial. And so I'm running the Anaconda Navigator now. Once you install it, you can just open it up on your system. I'm running it on Windows OS right now. So if you launch it, you're going to see this particular interface. There you can easily see Jupyter Notebook, Jupyter Lab, PowerShell prompt, and other things. But from here, you can easily launch the VS Code which you installed, and you can launch Jupyter Notebook here. So let's first start with Jupyter Notebook here. So once you launch this, it launches in your browser. So the other things at the back end, you don't have to worry about that. The Anaconda Navigator runs all that for you, so you can easily just run your code and test your code once you launch the Jupyter Notebook. And so when you launch the Jupyter Notebook, you can easily just see all your files in your system, search for the file or the place, or let me call it the folder where you want to save your code, which you can just pick desktop, which that I'll be using for this tutorial. And then I already created a place, new, and then you choose Python 3, and then it opens a bigger notebook for you to test how it works. Let me just type print hello world. And let's try to run this. Just come to run here and you click, and you can see hello world running there. So it's kind of really easy to run most of your code, and it saves itself back, and you can easily edit your file name here. So let's just name this test1, and let me press rename here. So basically that's this. And now I'm back to the Anaconda Navigator, so I will just click on VS Code from here. It's good if you launch the VS Code from this place, so it can launch directly to the Python which is installed, so you don't have to start searching for which Python version are you using, because this installs the exact version that comes with the Anaconda, so you don't have to install Python on your own. So with this now, the linter is being made to work with it. But now let me just teach you how to quickly work with things like this. So let me try to open a new folder here. So let me try to create a new folder in the desktop. Let's just call it Python test. Okay, I have a Python test already here. So let me name this Python test 2. Python test 2 and select folder. Yeah, and then with this, let's create a file here, and let's call this index, or let's just call it tst test.py. Yeah, and so with this now, I want to now pick my linter for Python. So before, as you can see, the error pops up here. But before you continue, go to extensions in your VS Code and then search for Anaconda extension pack, which helps you to install Python for VS Code, and then installs this other YAML language support, which installs both for you, and then you can go back to your code. After that, let's pick an interpreter. In case yours didn't pop up, this, let me close this, and then click the Python interpreter. Just go to view, command palette, and then search for Python interpreter. Select interpreter here, and then if you have another version of Python in your system, you should see it being listed, but just click on the one for the Anaconda. So with that, you should be running fine. And so let's try to type. You can see the links is now working, and yeah, we could easily just press print something here, and let's say hello world, and let's run the file, and pretty much you see the results, hello world. So we can see that here already. So that's pretty much it, how to install it on both, how to run your code and how to install it on your system. The same process runs for if you are working with Mac, so you shouldn't have an issue if you try to do the same process with Mac. So far you download the exact version. So you can check my next video about using Python, and then we'll be talking about variables and also data types on Python.